Tensions in the Middle East are back in the spotlight. Just this week, the U.S. launched a massive military response in Syria following the killing of 3 Americans in a recent attack. The Pentagon's response? A powerful retaliation named Operation Hawkeye Strike, targeting ISIS strongholds across the country. Why does this matter? This operation marks one of the most significant U.S. military actions in the region in years, escalating an already volatile situation. With the U.S. sending a clear message against attacks on its personnel and regional powers watching closely, this high-stakes confrontation is only getting more intense. Stay tuned, because what's happening in Syria could have ripple effects far beyond the battlefield. Tensions in the Middle East are back in the spotlight. A deadly attack in central Syria has left 2 U.S. soldiers and a civilian interpreter dead. The incident occurred on December 13th near the city of Palmyra, a known hotspot for militant activity. Who was responsible? A member of the Syrian security forces, raising alarming questions that have so far gone unanswered. Why does this matter? This attack happened while a senior U.S. military commander was meeting with Syrian counterparts nearby, discussing de-escalation efforts. With regional stability already on a knife's edge, this incident could dramatically escalate an already volatile situation. Stay tuned, because what's happening in the Syrian desert could have consequences that ripple far beyond the battlefield. The mission to secure Afghanistan is back in the spotlight. Just this week, what began as a routine security patrol in eastern Afghanistan turned into a deadly ambush. Gunfire erupted during a sensitive engagement, tragically claiming the lives of 3 Americans. The fallen have been identified as Sergeant William Nate Howard, Sergeant Edgar Torres Tovar, and their civilian interpreter, Ayad Mansour Sakat. Why does this matter? This attack highlights the persistent dangers facing U.S. personnel, even in support and coordination roles. It raises tough questions about the stability of the region and the future of counterterrorism efforts. With peace talks ongoing but fragile, this violent escalation is a stark reminder of the high stakes. Stay tuned, because the volatile situation on the ground could impact the entire strategy for withdrawal. Tensions in the Middle East are back in the spotlight. A recent drone attack on a U.S. base in Jordan killed 3 American soldiers and injured dozens more. These soldiers were key to regional stability and counter-ISIS operations. The U.S. response? A large-scale retaliatory mission dubbed Operation Hawkeye Strike, symbolically named for the home state of 2 of the fallen soldiers. Why does this matter? According to Pentagon officials, these strikes targeted dozens of sites linked to Iran-backed militias, signaling a major escalation in the region. With the Middle East already on a knife's edge, this cycle of attack and retaliation is only getting more intense. Stay tuned, because what's happening in the deserts of Jordan and Iraq could have global consequences far beyond the battlefield. A major military operation is back in the spotlight. Just this week, the U.S.-led coalition launched a wave of coordinated attacks against ISIS locations across Syria. These strikes were carried out at multiple sites, spanning vast geographic areas. The operation's targets? ISIS command and control centers, weapons storage sites, and key logistics hubs. Involving both precision airstrikes and heavy artillery fire, the move signals a significant military escalation. Why does this matter? These actions could reshape the battlefield, disrupt terrorist networks, and impact regional stability. With tensions already high in the Middle East, this decisive military push is only getting more intense. Stay tuned, because what's happening in Syria could have repercussions far beyond its borders. The aftermath of a deadly ISIS attack is back in the spotlight. Just last week, the U.S. and its Syrian partners launched a major counterterrorism push after ISIS militants killed more than 24 Syrian soldiers. The response? 10 aggressive raids targeting ISIS cells across the country. Why does this matter? These operations resulted in the death or capture of over 24 ISIS-affiliated individuals, seizing critical intelligence and electronic devices. With U.S. forces providing surveillance and support, this is a significant blow to the terror group's network. As interrogations of suspects continue, this intelligence-gathering mission is only getting more intense. Stay tuned, because the fight against ISIS in Syria is far from over, and the fallout could impact regional stability. Tensions in the Middle East are back in the spotlight. Just this week, U.S. and coalition forces conducted counter-terrorism raids in Syria, leading to a deadly insider attack at a base in the Green Village. The coalition's response? Reaffirming their commitment to the mission while launching a full investigation into the attacker. Why does this matter? This incident raises serious questions about vetting local partners and the persistent threat of insider attacks, potentially impacting coalition strategy in the region. With U.S. forces continuing their advise and assist role, and jihadist groups seeking to infiltrate security forces, this dangerous cat-and-mouse game is only getting more complex. Stay tuned, because what's happening in Syria could have ripple effects on regional stability and the global fight against terror.